Imagine you're an aspiring architect named Leo. You have the passion, but every building you design seems to lean or crumble. One day, you meet an old master who hands you a weathered tube. Inside isn't a single drawing, but a set of 17 universal rules for how any structure, whether it's a skyscraper or a life, must be built to stand the test of time. These aren't just his rules, they are the secrets he gathered from the greatest builders who ever lived. Today, we are opening that tube. We are diving into Napoleon Hill's Law of Success, the original blueprint that took 20 years to research and 500 millionaires to verify. Lesson 1: The Mastermind. Think of Sarah, who wants to start a community garden. She has the seeds, but no tools. She meets Ben, who has tools but no land. They meet Maya, who knows everything about soil. Individually, they have nothing. Together, they create a third mind, a mastermind, that is more powerful than all three combined. The mastermind is the foundation of the entire philosophy. It is the coordination of knowledge and effort between two or more people working toward a definite purpose. Hill explains that when two minds come together, a third, intangible invisible force is created, the mastermind. It's like a battery. One cell provides limited power, but a group of cells connected together provides a massive surge of energy. This chemistry allows you to borrow the experience and education of others. Great leaders like Andrew Carnegie didn't know everything about steel, they knew how to organize a mastermind of people who did. You don't have to know everything. You just need to align yourself with people who fill your gaps in a spirit of perfect harmony. Success is a team sport. Surround yourself with people who share your vision. Who is one person you can reach out to this week to form a mini mastermind? Tag them in the comments. Lesson 2: A definite chief aim. Imagine Mark getting into his car and just driving. He burns gas, hits traffic, and ends up back where he started, tired and frustrated. Now imagine Mark putting a specific destination into his GPS. Every turn he takes, even the detours, is now moving him closer to that one spot. You cannot hit a target you haven't set. A definite chief aim is the GPS of your life. Hill notes that 95% of people fail because they have no definite goal. To succeed, you must decide exactly what you want, write it down, and read it daily. This uses autosuggestion to program your subconscious mind. Once your subconscious accepts this blueprint, it begins to influence your physical actions to make that goal a reality. A vague desire for success isn't enough. You need a specific, written plan with a deadline. Clarity is power. If you don't know where you're going, any road will take you nowhere. Write your definite chief aim in one sentence below. Don't be shy, claim it. Lesson 3: Self-confidence. Picture James at a job interview. He has the skills, but he keeps looking at his feet and mumbling. Across the hall is Chloe. She has the same skills, but she stands tall and speaks with conviction. Chloe gets the job because she believed in herself before the interviewer did. Self-confidence is the magical wand that turns your definite chief aim into action. Hill provides a self-confidence formula that involves daily affirmations. He argues that fear is the greatest barrier to success: fear of poverty, criticism, or failure. By repeatedly telling yourself you can achieve your goal, you kill these fears. Success begins in the mind. If you think you are beaten, you are. Your brain believes what you tell it most often. Start telling it that you are capable and brave. Belief in yourself is the prerequisite for others to believe in you. Look in the mirror today and say, "I have the power to achieve my goals." Do it for 5 days and see what happens. Lesson 4: The habit of saving. Meet Elena. Every time she gets paid, she buys a new gadget. When her car breaks down, she's in a panic. Her friend, David, saves 10% of every paycheck. When a once-in-a-lifetime investment opportunity comes up, David has the ready cash to take it, while Elena is still paying off her gadgets. Saving isn't just about money, it's about building power and independence. Hill calls the habit of saving one of the most important laws because it gives you mental security. Without savings, you are a slave to your job or your debts. By systematically setting aside a portion of your income, You develop self-control and the ability to seize opportunities when they appear. It's not about how much you make, but how much you keep. Savings provide the fuel for your future ventures. Financial discipline is the foundation of freedom. What percentage of your income can you start saving today? 1%? 5%? Start small, but start. Lesson 5: Initiative and Leadership. Imagine a team meeting where everyone is complaining about a problem. Everyone waits for the boss to speak. Suddenly, Kevin says, "I've drafted a solution, let's try this." Kevin just took the initiative, and in that moment, he became the leader, regardless of his title. Leaders aren't born, they are the people who do the things that need to be done without being told. Hill defines initiative as the habit of doing the right thing at the right time without being told. Leadership is the ability to influence others to cooperate in the spirit of harmony. True leadership is service, not authority. You must be a follower of your own ideals before you can lead others. Stop waiting for permission. If you see a gap, fill it. If you see a problem, fix it. Leadership is a choice, not a rank. What is one thing at your work or home that you can improve today without being asked? Lesson 6: Imagination. Think of Jeff Bezos. Everyone saw buying books. Bezos saw the information highway and a store that sells everything. He used his imagination to see a reality that didn't exist yet. Imagination is the workshop of the mind where all plans are created. Hill describes two types of imagination: synthetic, rearranging old ideas into new combinations, and creative, receiving hunches or inspiration. To succeed, you must use your imagination to find the right highway for your business or career. You must see your success in your mind's eye before it appears in your bank account. Your current circumstances don't define you, your imagination does. Don't just look at what is, look at what could be. If you had no limits, what one big thing would you create? Write it in the comments. Lesson 7: Enthusiasm. Imagine two salespeople. One is bored and monotone. The other is genuinely excited about how their product helps people. Their eyes sparkle, and their voice is full of energy. Which one would you buy from? Enthusiasm is contagious. Enthusiasm is the fuel that makes your engine run. Hill says that enthusiasm is to the mind what a starter is to an automobile. It is a state of mind that inspires you to action. It is also a powerful tool for persuasion. If you aren't enthusiastic about your own ideas, nobody else will be. However, it must be controlled enthusiasm so it doesn't turn into wildfire. Passion is the magnetic force that attracts people and opportunities to your cause. You can't start a fire in others if the spark isn't in you. Hit that like button with some real enthusiasm if you're getting value from this. Lesson 8: Self-control. Think of Leo, who gets a mean comment online. He wants to type a furious, 10-page response. Instead, he takes a breath, realizes the comment doesn't matter, and goes back to work. By controlling his temper, he saved 2 hours of productive time and his own peace of mind. Self-control is the steering wheel that keeps your enthusiasm on the road. Without self-control, your enthusiasm is dangerous. You must balance your emotions with reason. Hill emphasizes controlling your speech, your temper, and your spending. He who cannot control himself can never control others. Discipline is the bridge between goals and accomplishment. Master your emotions, or they will master you. What's one habit you want to gain more self-control over this month? Lesson 9: The habit of doing more than paid for. Imagine Carol, an assistant who only does exactly what's in her job description. Then there's Sam, who finishes his work and then asks, "How can I help with the next project?" When a promotion opens up, who do you think gets it? Sam, because he made himself indispensable. This is the law of increasing returns. When you do more than you are paid for, you eventually get paid for more than you do. Hill argues that most people do the bare minimum. By doing more, you attract the attention of those who can promote you. It also builds your skill muscle. Even if your current employer doesn't reward you, the habit you build will attract better opportunities elsewhere. Become the person who always gives a little bit extra. It's the least crowded lane on the road to success. Excellence is not a requirement, it's an investment in your own reputation. How can you go the extra mile for someone today? Lesson 10: A pleasing personality. Meet Clara. She's brilliant but always grumpy. People avoid her. Then there's Tom. He isn't as smart as Clara, but he listens, smiles, and makes people feel important. Tom gets all the referrals because people like doing business with him. Your personality is your calling card. It determines whether people want to open doors for you or close them. A pleasing personality includes a genuine interest in others, a sense of humor, and mental chemistry that attracts people. Hill suggests that the best way to be liked is to talk about what is nearest to the heart of the other person. It's about being magnetic rather than pushy. Success is 15% technical skill and 85% your ability to lead and connect with people. People buy you before they buy your ideas. Compliment 3 people today and watch how it changes your interactions. Lesson 11: Accurate thinking. Imagine a trader who hears a rumor on social media that a company is going bust. He panics and sells all his stock. An accurate thinker looks at the company's actual financial reports and realizes the rumor was fake. The accurate thinker stays calm and makes money while others lose it. Accurate thinking is the ability to separate facts from hearsay or opinion. Hill warns that many people base their lives on hearsay evidence. An accurate thinker looks for hard facts and discards everything else. They also distinguish between important facts and unimportant ones. This prevents you from wasting energy on things that don't matter to your definite chief aim. Don't believe everything you hear. Verify the facts before you make a move. Facts don't care about your feelings. Use them as your foundation. Next time you hear a rumor, ask yourself, what is the evidence for this? Lesson 12: Concentration. Imagine a beam of light. Spread out, it lights a room. Focus through a magnifying glass, it can burn through steel. Concentration is the magnifying glass for your mind. Concentration is the act of focusing the mind on a given desire until ways and means for its realization have been worked out. Hill suggests spending 10 minutes daily in absolute concentration on your definite chief aim. This builds mental muscle and prevents wandering. You must learn to shut out the world and focus entirely on the task at hand. This is where genius is born. The man who tries to catch 2 rabbits catches neither. Focus on one goal at a time. Your power is directly proportional to your focus. Try deep work for just 30 minutes today, no phone, no distractions. Can you do it? Lesson 13: Cooperation. Think of an orchestra. If the violinists and the drummers aren't cooperating, you get noise. When they follow the same sheet music in harmony, you get a masterpiece. Cooperation is the spirit of harmony that makes the mastermind possible. Hill distinguishes between teamwork, working together because you have to, and cooperation, working together because you want to. It is the social glue of success. To get cooperation from others, you must first be willing to cooperate with them. It is based on the principle of giving before receiving. You can go fast alone, but you can go far together. Harmony is the secret ingredient of group power. How can you help a colleague or friend reach their goal this week? Lesson 14: Profiting by failure. Imagine Thomas Edison. He failed 10,000 times to invent the light bulb. But Edison didn't see it as failure. He said, "I have successfully found 10,000 ways that will not work." Each failure brought him closer to the one way that did. Failure is just temporary defeat and often a blessing in disguise. Hill believes that every failure carries with it the seed of an equivalent advantage. It is a test of fortitude from the hand of fate. The only real failure is when you quit. If you learn from the setback, it becomes a turning point toward success. Don't fear the fall, fear that staying down. Use your mistakes as tuition for your success. Failure is a detour, not a dead end. Share a time you failed but learned something valuable. Let's normalize the struggle. Lesson 15. Tolerance. Think of two neighbors. One hates the other because of their religion or politics. They spend years fighting over a fence. A tolerant neighbor realizes that different views don't make someone an enemy. They focus on their shared love for the neighborhood and work together to build a park instead. Intolerance is a closed mind, and a closed mind can never receive new ideas. Hill argues that intolerance is one of the chief causes of failure because it breeds hatred and conflict. Success requires open-mindedness. You must be willing to listen to others even if you disagree. Intolerance is a form of ignorance that blocks your progress. Your way is not the only way. Be open to the wisdom of others. A big mind has room for many perspectives. Listen to someone you disagree with today for 5 minutes without interrupting. Lesson 16. The Golden Rule. Imagine a shopkeeper who overcharges a tourist, thinking they'll never see them again. The tourist turns out to be a famous travel blogger who writes a scathing review. The shopkeeper sowed dishonesty and reaped a ruined business. The Golden Rule is the universal law of conduct: do unto others as you would have them do unto you. Hill explains that this isn't just a moral rule, it's a mathematical law of compensation. Whatever you put out into the world, good or bad, will inevitably come back to you. Honesty in all transactions is the only way to build a lasting empire. Integrity is the only insurance policy against long-term failure. You are the sower of your own future. Plant good seeds. Do one anonymous act of kindness today. Don't tell anyone. Lesson 17. The universal law of cosmic habit force. Think of a river. Over thousands of years, the water follows the same path until it carves a deep canyon. Now, the water must follow that path. Your habits are that river. If you carve habits of success, your life will naturally flow toward it. This is the law of all laws, the force that makes your habits permanent. Hill explains that once you repeat a thought or action enough times, it becomes a habit force that takes over. You are the sum total of your habits. If you use the first 16 laws long enough, they become automatic, and success becomes your natural state. You don't choose your future, you choose your habits, and your habits choose your future. Consistency is the bridge between a dream and a reality. What is one success habit you are going to start today? We've walked through the 17 laws, from the mastermind to cosmic habit force. Napoleon Hill spent his life gathering these secrets so that you wouldn't have to. But remember, a map is useless if you don't take the first step. You have the blueprint. Now, go build your life. If this video helped you see the highway, subscribe for more deep dives into the minds of the greats. Now, get out there and make it happen. See you in the next video. Imagine you're sitting at your computer on a quiet Saturday morning. You're sipping coffee, thinking about the weekend ahead, when ping, an email lands in your inbox. It's not a bill or a work update. It's a suicide note from a stranger named Govind. He says he's made 3 mistakes that ruined his life and the lives of those he loved. He's already taken the pills. What do you do? This is how our story begins. Chetan Bhagat, the author, actually receives this email in the book's prologue and rushes to Ahmedabad to find this boy. Today, we're going to walk through Govind's journey, a journey of high-stakes business, a passion for cricket, and the crushing weight of religious tension. Whether you're a dreamer, a cricket fan, or just someone trying to navigate life's mistakes, this one is for you. Let's dive in. Chapter 1, The Trio and the Dream. Meet Rahul. Rahul works a 9 to 5 job he hates, but every evening, he and his 2 best friends sit at a local tea stall and talk about opening a cafe. One friend is a dreamer, the other just wants to belong, and Rahul is the one with the calculator. They have no money, just a plan. We've all been there, right? That spark of a big idea with your buddies. We meet our 3 protagonists in Ahmedabad: Govind, Ishan, and Omi. Govind is the businessman. He loves numbers, logic, and dreams of escaping his modest background by building a business empire. Ishan is the cricket freak. A former NDA cadet who couldn't stand authority, his life revolves around the pitch. Omi is the anchor. He's the son of a temple priest and isn't particularly ambitious, but he's the glue that holds the trio together. They decide to open a cricket shop, Team India Cricket Shop, in the premises of Omi's family temple. It's a classic startup story, limited resources, huge passion, and the invincible feeling of youth. The trio sets up their business in a temple compound, combining Govind's business sense with Ishan's cricket knowledge. Your team is everything. Find people whose strengths cover your weaknesses. Govind had the logic, Ishan had the product knowledge, and Omi provided the location. Have you ever thought about starting a business with your best friends? Let me know in the comments what your dream shop would be. Chapter 2: Ambition versus Reality. Think about the first time you got a promotion or a small win. You suddenly feel like you can conquer the world. You start looking at bigger apartments and shinier cars. You stop playing safe. That's exactly where Govind's head is at right now. The shop is a hit, but Govind isn't satisfied with small. He starts offering maths tuitions and cricket coaching to increase revenue. He's obsessed with the next level. He wants to move from the old city of Ahmedabad to the shiny, new side of the Sabarmati River. This is the classic hustle culture we see today. Govind is the original hustler, but his obsession with numbers often makes him ignore the emotional needs of his friends. Business is booming. The trio expands into coaching and tuitions, and Govind starts eyeing a massive investment in a new city mall. Growth is good, but don't let more blind you to enough. Govind's thirst for expansion starts to pull him away from the simple joys of his friendship. Are you a slow and steady person or a hustle-hard person? Hit that like button if you're a hustler. Chapter 3: The First Mistake, The Earth Shakes. You put all your savings into a sure-shot crypto coin or a friend's business. You're certain it'll double in a month. And then, the market crashes or the business fails overnight. The first mistake is often about putting all your eggs in one fragile basket. Govind takes a massive risk. He uses all their savings and even takes a loan to buy a shop in a glitzy new mall. He ignores the logic of diversification. Then, on January 26, 2001, the devastating Gujarat earthquake hits. In seconds, the mall, and Govind's entire investment, is reduced to rubble. This is the first mistake, overexpansion based on ego and greed, without accounting for act of God risks. Govind is devastated, realizing that numbers can't predict everything. Govind invests everything in a new mall shop, only for the 2001 earthquake to destroy it completely, leaving them broke. Always have a backup plan. Risk is part of business, but betting the house is a gamble, not a strategy. Share this video with that one friend who always takes too many risks. Chapter 4: Finding Ali and the Power of Mentorship. Ever seen a kid in a park who's just too good at what they do? You just know they're destined for greatness. Ishan finds that in Ali, a local boy with a God-given talent for batting. The trio is down but not out. They pivot back to their old shop. Ishan discovers Ali, a shy boy from a different community who has a freakish ability to hit any ball for a six. Ishan finds a new purpose. He wants to make Ali the next Indian cricket superstar. This isn't about money anymore, it's about a legacy. Govind, ever the businessman, sees Ali as a way to boost the shop's profile, but Ishan sees him as a brother. Ishan starts training Ali, a young prodigy, giving the trio a new sense of purpose beyond just making money. Mentorship can be more rewarding than profit. Investing in people often pays higher dividends than investing in property. Who was your first mentor? Give them a shout out in the comments. Chapter 5: Forbidden Fruit, Enter Vidya. We've all had that crush we knew we shouldn't have. Maybe it was a friend's sibling or a colleague. You know it's a bad idea, but your heart and hormones don't care. Govind starts tutoring Vidya, Ishan's younger sister, for her medical entrance exams. Vidya is bold, modern, and knows exactly what she wants. Govind, who claims to be emotionless and logical, finds his logic failing him. The tension between them grows, but there's a huge problem. Ishan is extremely protective of his sister. Govind is playing with fire, risking his best friendship for a secret romance. Govind starts a secret and risky romantic relationship with Ishan's sister, Vidya, while tutoring her. Trust is the foundation of friendship. When you keep secrets from the people closest to you, you're already losing them. Subscribe if you think Govind is making a huge mistake here. Chapter 6, The Australia Trip, A Glimpse of the Big League. Imagine your local cricket team getting a chance to train at a world-class stadium in Sydney. It's like a dream come true. To help Ollie reach his potential, the trio takes him to Australia for a training camp. This section shows the contrast between the organized, professional world of global sports and the chaotic, passionate streets of Ahmedabad. It's a moment of pure joy for the boys, a brief escape from the growing religious and political tensions back home. But even in Australia, Govind is distracted by his feelings for Vidya, calling her constantly. The trio travels to Australia to give Ollie world-class cricket training, providing a rare moment of international exposure and success. Exposure changes perspective. Seeing the world helps you realize how big your dreams can actually be. If you could travel to any country for a week, where would you go? Chapter 7, The Second Mistake, The Betrayal. The city is on edge. There's a curfew, tension is high, and everyone is scared. Instead of being responsible, you decide to sneak out for a secret meeting. This is where things go south. In February 2002, the Godhra train burning happens, and Gujarat erupts in communal violence. A curfew is imposed. During this time of extreme fear and tension, Govind and Vidya find themselves alone. They cross the line and sleep together. This is the second mistake, betraying the trust of his best friend Ishan by sleeping with his sister during a time of national and personal crisis. Govind's guilt begins to consume him. He's no longer the logical businessman, he's a man trapped by his own desires. During the 2002 riots curfew, Govind and Vidya have a physical encounter, a deep betrayal of Ishan's trust. Integrity is what you do when no one is watching. Logic can justify many things, but it can't fix a broken trust. What do you think? Is Govind a bad friend, or is he just human? Let's debate in the comments. Chapter 8, The Third Mistake, The Price of Hesitation. You see someone in trouble. You have 1 second to act. Do you jump in, or do you hesitate because you're scared for yourself? That 1 second can change everything. The riots reach their doorstep. A mob, led by Omi's own uncle, Parekji, comes looking for Ollie because of his background. The trio tries to protect him. In the chaos, Govind sees a weapon coming toward Ollie. He has a split second to intervene. He hesitates, just for 1 second, thinking about his own safety. Because of that delay, Ollie is struck. His wrist, the very gift that made him a prodigy, is shattered. This is the third mistake, the 1 second of hesitation where self-interest outweighed courage. During a riot, Govind hesitates for a second to save Ollie from a mob, resulting in a permanent injury to the boy's cricketing wrist. Character is revealed in a crisis. Sometimes, the mistakes we regret most aren't the things we did, but the things we failed to do in time. This is a heavy chapter. Take a breath, and hit that notification bell for the final part of this journey. Chapter 9, The Epilogue, Redemption and Forgiveness. You've messed up. You've hurt people. You feel like there's no way back. But then, life gives you a tiny window, a chance to make amends, even if things can never be the same. Back to the hospital in the present day. Chetan Bhagat finds Govind. We learn that Ollie survived and, despite his injury, can still play a bit, thanks to surgery and Ishan's unwavering support. Vidya is still there, showing that love can sometimes survive even the worst mistakes. The book ends on a note of hope. Govind realizes that while he can't change the past, he can choose to live for the people he has left. He stops being a businessman with no emotion and starts being a man with a heart. Govind survives his suicide attempt and finds a path toward reconciliation with Ishan, Vidya, and Ollie, proving that life goes on after mistakes. Forgiveness is a gift you give yourself. No mistake is so big that it defines your entire existence if you are willing to own it and move forward. This book reminds us that we are all a work in progress. If you enjoyed this analysis, please like, share, and subscribe. And remember, don't count your mistakes, count your lessons. See you in the next video. Imagine a man named Sam. Sam works 2 jobs, barely sleeps, and feels like he's running on a treadmill that's going nowhere. One day, he finds an old, dusty key in his grandfather's attic with a note. This key opens any door you can imagine, but only if you know how to turn it. Sam tries the key on every door in his house, but nothing happens. He gets frustrated until he realizes the note didn't say the key opens physical doors, it opens the doors within his own mind. That is exactly what this book, Mindset Mastery, is about. It's not just about money, it's about the golden key of your mindset that unlocks universal wealth, financial, spiritual, and material. Today, we are going to walk through every chapter of this masterpiece to show you how to turn that key in your own life. Chapter 1, The Man Who Thought His Way into Partnership. Think about Maya. Maya wanted to work for a top tech firm, but she had no experience and no degree. Instead of applying for a job, she started solving their public software bugs for free. She didn't want a paycheck yet, she wanted a partnership. People called her crazy, but she thought her way into the room until they couldn't ignore her. We start with the incredible story of Edwin C. Barnes, a man who had a burning desire to work with the great inventor Thomas Edison. He didn't want to work for Edison, he wanted to be his partner. The core lesson here is that thoughts are things. Barnes arrived at Edison's laboratory looking like a tramp, but he thought like a king. He took a menial job just to get his foot in the door. He waited years for his opportunity, and when Edison's Eddy phone failed to sell, Barnes saw his chance. He didn't give up, he stayed persistent until he became the man who distributed the machine across the country. He literally thought his way into a fortune. Success comes to those who become success conscious. Barnes' story proves that if you have a definite purpose, you don't need a head start, you just need a start. A definite purpose is the starting point of all achievement. Don't just look for a job, look for an opportunity to create value. What is one big dream you've been too afraid to say out loud? Drop it in the comments, and let's make it real. Chapter 2, Desire, the starting point of all achievement. Meet Leo, who wants to be fit. He goes to the gym once a week. Now meet Sarah. Sarah must be fit. She wakes up at 5 a.m., tracks every meal, and hasn't missed a workout in months. Leo has a wish, Sarah has a burning desire. Who do you think will see results? Wishing will not bring riches. This chapter introduces the burning desire that transforms thoughts into their physical reality. Napoleon Hill gives us a precise, 6-step formula to turn desire into gold. 1. Fix the exact amount of money you want. 2. Determine what you will give in return, there is no something for nothing. 3. Establish a definite date. 4. Create a definite plan and start immediately. 5. Write it all down in a clear statement. 6. Read it aloud twice daily, once when you wake up and once before bed. Wealth begins with a state of mind, fueled by a desire so intense it becomes an obsession. You must see and feel and believe you already possess the wealth before it physically manifests. Grab a piece of paper right now and write down your 6 steps. Take a photo of it and tag me on Instagram. Chapter 3, Faith, Visualization and Belief. Imagine an archer. If he doubts his aim as he releases the arrow, he will miss. But if he has total faith, a mental knowing that the arrow is already in the bullseye, his body aligns perfectly to make it happen. Faith is that mental knowing. Faith is a state of mind that can be induced by affirmations or repeated instructions to the subconscious mind. The book explains that faith is the eternal elixir which gives life and power to the impulse of thought. We learn about the self-confidence formula, which includes vowing to take persistent action and spending 30 minutes a day visualizing the person you intend to become. Faith isn't just a religious concept here, it's a psychological tool to override the impossible. By repeating positive affirmations, you magnetize your mind to attract the vibrations of success. Every man is what he is because of the dominating thoughts he allows to occupy his mind. Write, "I have faith," in the comments if you're ready to believe in your own potential. Chapter 4, Autosuggestion, the Subconscious Guard. Your mind is like a garden. If you don't plant flowers, positive thoughts, weeds, negative thoughts, will grow automatically. Autosuggestion is you acting as the gardener, choosing exactly which seeds to plant every single day. Autosuggestion is the medium for influencing the subconscious mind. Your conscious mind acts as an outer guard. It decides what information reaches the subconscious. Most people leave the gate wide open to negativity. This chapter teaches you to use your 5 senses to feed your subconscious only what aligns with your desire. You are told to read your 6 steps statement with feeling and emotion, because the subconscious only acts on thoughts charged with emotion. You have absolute control over the material that reaches your subconscious, if you choose to exercise it. Repeat your goals until they become your reality. A lie repeated often enough becomes a truth to your mind. Imagine what a positive truth can do. What's one positive affirmation you say to yourself every morning? Share it below. Chapter 5, Specialized Knowledge, the Ford Method. Imagine a car mechanic who knows everything about engines versus a guy who knows where to find the best mechanics in the world. The second guy can build a fleet of cars while the first guy is still turning a wrench. Knowledge is only potential power. It becomes actual power only when organized into definite plans of action. This chapter tells the story of Henry Ford in court. He was called ignorant, but he proved he was educated because he knew how to get the knowledge he needed through his mastermind group. You don't need to know everything. You just need to know where to find specialized knowledge and how to organize it. Being educated means knowing how to get what you need to achieve your goals without violating the rights of others. General knowledge is useless for wealth creation. You need specialized knowledge focused on your specific goal. What is one skill you're going to master this year? Let's hold each other accountable. Chapter 6, Imagination, the Workshop of the Mind. Think of a child with a cardboard box. To most, it's trash. To the child, it's a spaceship. That's imagination. Now, imagine a businessman who sees a problem and turns it into $1 million solution. That's the same muscle, just grown up. The imagination is literally the workshop wherein are fashioned all plans created by man. There are 2 types of imagination. 1. Synthetic imagination, arranging old ideas into new combinations. 2. Creative imagination, connecting with infinite intelligence to receive brand new inspirations and hunches. The book argues that ideas can be transmuted into cash through the power of a definite purpose plus a plan. Your imaginative faculty may be weak from disuse, but it can be revived through exercise. An idea is a thought that has been given a plan. One sound idea is all it takes to achieve success. If you had $1 million to start a business tomorrow, what would it be? No limits. Chapter 7, Organized Planning, Turning Desire to Action. Imagine building a house without a blueprint. You'd end up with a pile of bricks and a lot of frustration. Success without a plan is just a pile of bricks. You must build a practical, functional plan to transform your desire into its monetary equivalent. This is where the mastermind comes in. You are instructed to ally yourself with a group of people who can help you carry out your plan. You must meet with them at least twice a week and maintain perfect harmony. If your first plan fails, don't quit, replace it with a new one. Temporary defeat is not permanent failure. No person is ever whipped until they quit in their own mind. Success requires the cooperation of others. No one achieves greatness alone. Who are the 3 people in your life who push you to be better? Tag them and say thank you. Chapter 8, Decision, the Mastery of Procrastination. Think about a restaurant menu. Some people take 20 minutes to choose a sandwich. Others look for 10 seconds and decide. Usually, the quick deciders are the same people who are leading the company. Analysis of over 25,000 people showed that lack of decision was near the top of the list of causes for failure. Successful people reach decisions promptly and change them slowly, if at all. Failures reach decisions slowly and change them frequently and quickly. Procrastination is the opposite of decision. You must learn to make up your own mind and keep your own counsel. Definiteness of decision always requires courage. Those who reach decisions quickly know what they want, and they generally get it. Stop procrastinating on that one thing you've been putting off. Do it today. Chapter 9, Persistence, the Sustained Effort. Think of a diamond. It's just a piece of coal that stuck to its job despite extreme pressure. Persistence is that pressure that turns your coal ideas into diamond results. Persistence is to the character of man what carbon is to steel. Lack of persistence is a common weakness, but it can be overcome by the intensity of your desire. The book lists 4 steps to develop persistence: 1. A definite purpose, 2. A definite plan, 3. A mind closed to negative influences, and 4. A friendly alliance with someone who encourages you. There is no substitute for persistence. It cannot be replaced by any other quality. Riches do not respond to wishes. They respond only to definite plans, backed by definite desires, through constant persistence. Hit that like button if you've ever had to push through a tough time to get to a win. Chapter 10, Power of the Mastermind, the Driving Force. 1 light bulb gives a little light. 2 light bulbs give more. But 100 light bulbs together create a stadium floodlight. Your brain is the light bulb, the mastermind is the stadium. Power is organized and intelligently directed knowledge. When 2 or more people coordinate in a spirit of harmony toward a definite objective, they create a third mind, the mastermind. This creates a psychic force that gives you access to more power than you could ever generate alone. Great fortunes like Carnegie's were built on this principle. No individual can have great power without the aid of a mastermind. Surround yourself with people who are smarter than you in the areas where you are weak. If you could have a mastermind dinner with any 3 people, dead or alive, who would they be? Chapter 11, The Mystery of Sex Transmutation. Think of a river. If it flows wildly, it can cause a flood. But if you dam it and direct it through a turbine, it creates enough electricity to power a city. This chapter is about damming your most powerful creative energy and directing it toward your goals. The emotion of sex is the most powerful of human desires. Transmutation means the switching of the mind from thoughts of physical expression to thoughts of some other creative effort. When this energy is redirected into business or art, it creates a genius level of persistence and imagination. Almost all great leaders were men and women who learned to use this creative energy to fuel their ambitions. This isn't about repression, it's about redirection and focus. Highly successful people are often those who have highly developed sexual natures, but have learned to channel that energy into their work. Comment focus if you're ready to channel your energy into your dreams. Chapter 12, The Subconscious Mind, the Connecting Link. You're trying to remember a name. You give up and go for a walk. Suddenly, pop. The name appears in your head. That's your subconscious working for you while you were busy doing something else. The subconscious mind is the connecting link between the finite mind of man and infinite intelligence. You cannot control your subconscious, but you can suggest to it any plan or purpose you desire to see transmuted into gold. It works day and night. If you don't feed it positive impulses, it will feed on the negative ones that fall into it by accident. The subconscious acts first on the dominating desires, mixed with emotional feeling. The 7 positive emotions, desire, faith, love, sex, enthusiasm, romance, hope, must dominate your mind to make the subconscious work for you. Try a positivity-only day tomorrow. No complaining, no judging. See how you feel. Chapter 13, The Brain, a Broadcasting Station. Your brain is like a cell phone. It can send messages, thoughts, and receive them. If you're on the frequency of worry, you'll pick up more things to worry about. If you're on the frequency of wealth, you'll start seeing opportunities everywhere. The human brain is a broadcasting and receiving station for the vibration of thought. Every human brain is capable of picking up vibrations of thought released by other brains. This is how hunches and flashes of inspiration happen. When you are in a mastermind group, your broadcasting power is multiplied. Success is about getting your station tuned to the right frequency. Your mind is an energy field. Protect what you broadcast and what you receive. Subscribe if you want to keep your frequency tuned to success. Chapter 14, The Sixth Sense, The Door to Wisdom. Have you ever just known not to take a certain road, or known that a certain deal was bad, even though it looked good on paper? That's your sixth sense. It's like an internal GPS that kicks in when you're lost. The sixth sense is that portion of the subconscious mind which has been referred to as the creative imagination. This is the apex of the philosophy. It cannot be mastered until the other 12 principles are understood. It allows you to receive warnings of impending dangers and telegrams of inspiration from infinite intelligence. Napoleon Hill used invisible counselors, imaginary meetings with great men like Lincoln and Darwin, to sharpen this sense. The sixth sense is the miracle that happens when your mind is perfectly attuned to your purpose. You don't force the sixth sense, you receive it when you are ready. Have you ever had a gut feeling that came true? Tell me your story in the comments. Chapter 15, Outwitting the Six Ghosts of Fear. Imagine a ghost in a dark room. You're terrified. But then you turn on the light and realize it was just a pile of laundry. Fear is the ghost that disappears when you turn on the light of your own mind. Before you can put this philosophy into action, you must conquer the 6 basic fears. The 6 ghosts of fear are: 1. Poverty, the most destructive. 2. Criticism, it kills initiative. 3. Ill health, often caused by worry. 4. Loss of love, causes jealousy and misery. 5. Old age, fear of being useless. 6. Death, the ultimate fear. The book teaches that worry is just a form of sustained fear. You must replace these fears with a definite purpose and a positive mindset. Fear is nothing more than a state of mind. And since you control your mind, you can conquer your fear. The alibi of if, e.g., if I only had money, is the biggest tool of fear. Stop making excuses and start taking action. Which of the 6 fears is your biggest challenge? Face it today by writing "I am brave" below. Sam, from our first story, finally used the key. He didn't find a room full of gold, he found a room full of plans. He used those plans, and a year later, he was the one hiring people, building a business, and living with passion. He didn't change the world, he changed himself, and the world followed. Mindset mastery tells us that wealth is not a matter of luck or hard work alone, it is a matter of mindset. You now have the blueprint. You have the 15 steps. The only question is, are you ready to turn the key? If you want to master your mindset, like, share, and subscribe. Check out my other videos on wealth creation, and remember, your riches are waiting for you to think them into existence. Go out there and be the master of your fate.